Hey, what's going on? It's Dow Jones of the business, producer, published photographer, do a little bit of everything, man. First got introduced to Patchwerks, shoot, I think it was like 2008 or whatever. Moved out here from California, started working on the Jeezy album, ended up doing the Jeezy My President's Black song. So, that's kind of how I got started out here in the South. Experience with Patchwerk's A+, Staff's always on deck, good engineers. You don't have to deal with any distractions. The studio equipment work, so can't really complain too much, man. It's always been beneficial for all the music that we've done. We've done a lot of big songs out of here, and it's just always a good vibe, and music's about the vibe. So, that's why we always stay at Patchwerk. I guess kind of in a way you could look at it as like transportation. Like you can take any type of car you want to get to where you want to go, but depending on what car you use, you get there in different ways. So it's like, to us, Patchwerk always been like the Bentley, the Benz, the A+. Like, you don't have to deal with anything. Sometimes you go to other studios, they may lose your files if you left them there overnight, or someone could come in and change something, or, it's such a thing that the organization ain't really there. So it ends up being not beneficial for you and your business. So, with us, it's just always been, everything moves smoothly with Patchwerk. So, that's been the main thing. Like, you just want things to be easy. You don't need to make them harder on yourself, and being in the right environment, the right creative environment, that's what makes a big difference. Like, you can record at home and it's cool, but you're not gonna get the mic that they got here, because most people don't got the budget for that. They got the big boy mic. So, you gotta come here to do that, and it's just kind of your preference. Like, you can start at home. A lot of times I'll start at home, work on a joint, and then bring it here. We'll do the recording, lay the vocals here, and then do the mastering and everything here, so we know we're leaving with, an A+ quality finished product, where it's like, you can do things at home, and a lot of the music that's coming out now, because everybody's doing it at home, it's not even high quality audio. And so it's like you put it in or you listen to it on your iPod, and you wonder how come from album to album sometimes it'll sound crunchy or sound distorted. And, that's the difference. You can do it at home and it'll sound cool, or you can do it at a real studio and it'll sound great. So, it's kind of like, you want to be an amateur, you want to be a professional. Like I always say, man, your network is your net worth. So it's like, you got to be around and be in the right places. And anybody doing music knows, man, it's all about being around the action. Like, you can't meet anybody new while being at home. So while you in the studio, that is the main studio in your city, or like for Patchwerk's being one of the main studios in the South, you're getting all type of artists to come through here, whether it's R&B artists, rap artists, TV and film people. So, sometimes just go walk around them other rooms and, you may bump into somebody. For us, it's like, it's always been cool. We'll be in one room working, and Fat Boy or somebody be in the front room working, and, we may just end up working with the artists that they're working with, and vice versa, and just pass the work on to each other, you know what I mean? Because it's like, once you get in the creative vibe, and you're around good people that make high quality music, man, that's when the creation process really just gets started. So we've had a number of instances of Patchwerk where it's just been, maybe even come in just to see somebody and say what's up, and then turns into working, doing a session, getting the song done, and getting a placement. So, it's all about being around, and there's not a lot of studios that give you that kind of like a family atmosphere, where it's like, everybody's on the same page, everybody's cool, it's not really no drama. Anybody that's gonna be walking through the doors, once they, make it past the buzzer, that, they got some type of credentials about them. So, you're gonna be dealing with high quality people. And so that's really the main difference from doing it at Patchwerk compared to doing it at some other places. One of the engineers that I use a lot is D. And D started out, he was just getting his feet wet, just getting started, trying to figure it out. And I just took a liking to D just because of his personality. Like, at that time, he may not have been the greatest engineer that Patchwerk had, but he had a personality that worked with me and with how I was working. And so just him coming in on that level and being able to listen and learn, we was kind of able to grow together, and he got familiar with the, type of things I like to do, or how I wanted the session to go, or whatever. And, he just played his role, and then he ended up playing his role well enough that we get songs come out, got a Grammy for some work with Chris Brown, got Grammy nominated for Kendrick Lamar, and then that turns into his credentials. So it's just kind of like, just investing in good people. And I think that's one thing that Curtis has always done is, he's always had good people working here. And if you go back to the history of Patchwerk in Atlanta, a lot of it was birthed right here, from interns going on to be executives and owning their own labels to all the big artists coming through here. So, you know, it's like a proving ground, you know what I mean? Like everybody comes here to get started and they branch out and end up doing great things. So, you know, that's just been the thing is relationships, you know, working with Kurt, working with Mike and, you know, working with the engineers and seeing them grow. See the engineers that are fresh and new and, you know, after a couple of years, they put that time in and now they're, you know, top of their class, top of the food chain. It's just a beautiful thing with Curtis and Mike, how it's kind of like a yin and a yang, where it's like, you know, Mike's serious, you know, he pretty straight up about his business, where, you know, Kurt's cool, laid back, but at the same time, man, you don't come through with what you're supposed to come through, man, Kurt gonna bite you. He gonna let you know, like, hey, man, this is what we agreed on. You ain't living up to your agreement. You know, he gonna come get you. You don't really, you know, play around. Or if you ain't acting right in the studio, he ain't got no problem throwing you out. So, you know, it's just kind of a good dynamic. And, you know, with music, you're dealing with so many different people and so many characters that it's good to be able to kind of have a good cop, bad cop relationship, you know what I mean? So you can send the right person to have the right conversation, because really, you know, you hear about a lot of things going on in studios that are negative, and I don't think you can really say or point to anything that there was any negative experience at Patchwerk. We're working on the Kendrick Lamar project, you know, just had this idea just to play around and build an organic kit. So we just went and took all the random things in the studio, from an empty box to a flat basketball to some duct tape, and we just made all sounds from that. And then those sounds ended up being the sounds that we used on the song. So, you know, Shireen ended up being the first song on Kendrick's first album, and, you know, a lot of people loved it or whatever. So it's just kind of that thing, and, you know, it's just the vibe. Like, I just go back to the vibe. You know, the energy in here, it help your creativity come out even more. You know what I mean? It's just a relaxing space, and, you know, everybody's just here to work. Like, D was ready that day. He didn't really know what we was doing, but he was like, man, let's try it. And sometimes it's just having that willingness to just do whatever and to not like come with your own preconceived notions, that, you know, that's how you can get on to creating new things and, you know, breaking through new walls. So really just the creativity and vibe here and just the energy, you know, everybody's got good energy, good spirit.